Welcome to the Biopharma Business Intelligence Unit, where symbolic integrity meets strategic clarity. At BBIU, we go beyond the headlines to decode the structural forces behind global biopharma, AI, and economic realignment. If you value precision, verification, and symbolic depth, this channel is for you. Subscribe now to access our weekly briefings, dossiers, and intelligence reports, and consider joining our institutional tier to unlock early warning systems, custom metrics, and exclusive strategic insight. You're not just listening, you're entering the future of epistemic intelligence. www.biopharmabusinessintelligenceunit.com.
Charlie Kirk fatally shot during Utah Valley University event, political assassination in the U.S. September 11. Summary. On September 10, 2025, conservative activist and Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk was killed by a single gunshot while addressing an audience at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. The bullet struck his neck at close to 12:10 p.m., reportedly fired from a distance of 180 to 200 meters, likely from the rooftop of the Luzy Center building. Witnesses described scenes of panic and chaos. The investigation is led by the FBI, supported by ATF and local police. Early confusion surrounded the suspect. Initial announcements claimed a person was in custody, but this individual was later released, leaving the attacker still at large. Utah Governor Spencer Cox labeled the crime an act of political assassination, while political leaders across the spectrum, including Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and Kamala Harris, condemned the killing. President Trump ordered national flags lowered to half-mast. The event marks a profound escalation in political violence in the U.S., echoing earlier incidents such as the 2022 Paul Pelosi attack and the July 2025 attempted assassination of Trump. BBIU Structured Opinion, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. 1. Operational signature of the attack. On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA and one of the most visible figures of youth conservatism in the United States, was shot and killed while speaking at Utah Valley University. The fatal shot, fired from a rooftop, came from an estimated distance of 200 to 300 meters, striking him in the neck. Ballistic precision. Such a strike requires advanced marksmanship, control of breathing, ballistic calculation, wind estimation, and optical alignment. Weapon and optics. While rifles and scopes of this range are easily available on the civilian market, executing a lethal shot on a moving human target requires advanced training. Shooter profile. The evidence suggests someone with a military, law enforcement, competitive shooting, or advanced hunting or sniper background. This was a premeditated and professional-level act, not improvisation. Number 2, logistical complexity and escape. The rooftop vantage point provided a clear line of sight but created a major escape challenge once law enforcement sealed the area. Escape feasibility. Avoiding capture required prior reconnaissance, mapped exits, or use of concealed routes. Weapon management. A rifle could not easily be carried out unnoticed. More plausible scenarios. The weapon was hidden on site, disassembled into transportable parts, or removed with accomplice support. Implication. The combination of accuracy and successful disappearance signals tactical preparation and planning. 3. Probability assessment of scenarios. Lone wolf improvised, spontaneous actor, low probability. The precision and logistics contradict this hypothesis. External enemy, progressive or leftist adversary, moderate probability. Kirk was hated in academic and progressive spaces, but the tactical execution exceeds what is typical of a lone radical. Internal enemy, intra-conservative rivalry, moderate probability. Kirk monopolized youth activism, donor networks, and media visibility, creating frictions. Eliminating him could rebalance influence. Outsourcing to a professional would be the likely path. Contracted hitman, professional execution, moderate to high probability. The precision, vantage point, and clean disappearance align most closely with a professional assignment, whether commissioned by external ideological adversaries or internal rivals. Number 4. Timing and electoral context. The assassination occurred 1 month before the 2025 congressional elections, following the July attempt on Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. The proximity of these events creates a sequence of targeted violence against the MAGA ecosystem. With only 30 days to the vote, the impact is magnified. Narratives harden quickly and dominate political discourse. The assassination becomes a central variable of the electoral cycle, shaping turnout and voter psychology. 5. Strategic symbolism of the target. Charlie Kirk was not an elected official, but a cultural operator. Through Turning Point USA, he created a nationwide infrastructure across campuses that functioned as the recruitment pipeline for young conservatives. His assassination on a university campus multiplies the symbolism, an attack not only on him, but on the youth movement sustaining Trumpism. For MAGA, he was the bridge to generational continuity. For external adversaries, his death disrupts the ideological production line. For internal rivals, it removes a competitor dominating attention, donations, and narrative control. 6. Potential motives. The possible motivations include ideological opposition or hatred, economic and power rivalries within the conservative movement, vengeance or resentment from disillusioned allies or insiders, silencing influence to cut the TPUSA pipeline, symbolic messaging to demonstrate MAGA's vulnerability, deliberate destabilization to escalate polarization, fanatical or messianic motives framed as a higher mission. Each motive connects to different beneficiaries. 7. Beneficiaries of the assassination. Direct beneficiaries include the Democratic or progressive establishment due to weakened conservative youth mobilization, rivals inside conservatism such as think tanks, PACs, and media personalities, and Republican moderates facing less pressure from the radical wing aligned tightly with Trump. Indirect beneficiaries include the MAGA base, which gains a martyr, energizing turnout in the short term, foreign adversaries who capitalize on the fragility of U.S. politics, and the media system, which profits from polarization. Temporal factor. Immediately, 30 days before midterms, Republicans and MAGA benefit most, with emotional mobilization and a reinforced persecution narrative. In the medium term, post-election, Democrats and rival conservatives benefit from the structural weakening of TPUSA. 8. Institutional response and FBI control. Democratic leaders condemned the attack immediately to neutralize accusations of complicity and preserve legitimacy. The FBI assumed control of the investigation, centralizing information. The benefit is procedural stability and coherent communication. The cost is that it fuels suspicion among MAGA supporters of federal bias or a cover-up. This dual response frames the assassination within an officially controlled narrative space, though contested in the public sphere. 9. Structural implications. Collapse of civic space. Campuses become arenas of political violence. Expanded target pool. Influencers and cultural operators join politicians as vulnerable targets. Polarization spiral. Each camp instrumentalizes the event. Precedent of professional violence. If a contracted operator was involved, the line between political competition and targeted elimination has been crossed. 10. BBIU position. The lone wolf hypothesis is untenable. The operational evidence, precision, vantage point, and escape points to a professionalized action, possibly contracted, supported by reconnaissance and external planning. The assassination of Charlie Kirk operates on two levels. Tactical, an execution marked by professional skill and planning. Symbolic, the decapitation of the youth recruitment structure of Trumpism, destabilizing its generational continuity. This is not merely the death of one activist. It is the removal of a structural node in the American political ecosystem, executed with sophistication, timed for maximum electoral impact, and leaving a contested narrative battlefield between Trump and his adversaries.